Okay, the final day of Tour of America's Dairyland, day 11 in Wauwatosa. This is the big one because I potentially could get second overall here, and you're going to see how that goes. So we're in it for the win today. We're in it to do as best as I can. And so this first corner, a little bit of a pinch point. Then you got a little bit of this hill going on. This hill was pretty short and not too steep. It was just a little puncher. Then you got the downhill section, people taking crazy wild dive bombs every once in a while. And then after that, there's a long stretch. And then this final corner, you take that pretty inside, and then you can basically hit this headwind. But it was a real strong headwind, so that meant people would sit up here. It also meant there was a potential for a break. So here we go, first break attempt, first lap. And then my teammate goes and tries to join it, and then there's another guy, and yeah. So it ends up becoming like a 4 or 5 man break. But since my teammate's in it, I'm going to sit in, right? So here's the inside line here. You can see that's going to become important later. I like that inside line. Unfortunately, I do have to make up a little bit of a gap here, but if you're on a wheel out of this headwind, you can definitely save yourself some energy here. So again, inside line going pretty good, and then again onto a wheel out of it because you're in the headwind. So that break, it's up there, but we got team here. We got a team of 3, and they're pulling this back. So I'm totally content with that. I'm ready to sit in, and by 8th lap here, now we brought this break back. So other people were doing work, and I just got to sit in and watch it come back. So here we are. There's a little bit of a gap opening up, so I closed that. But basically, we're keeping an eye on making sure that there's no more breaks going on. So here you can see I'm going to move up. We're lap 13 of 15, so we're getting to game time here. So I move up a little bit, a couple positions here. And this is actually really important because you got to stay up there in the last couple laps. You can't be back in the back of the group with just a couple more laps to go. And here you can see there's a little bit of breaks already happening in the 14 laps out of 15. So that's really important to stay up there. But this headwind brings people back, and it all comes back together. Now you can see we're going to just play out this last lap. But with this headwind, it really meant you had to be a little bit patient as well. So people, people were bunching up here now, and we got one more lap to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move up as much as I can on the sheltered side because the wind is coming from the upper left to the right here. So I move up. Perfect time to move up. I mean, it was sheltered. I didn't do too much it didn't take too much energy, and now we're in the last lap and we're at the front of the race. So exactly what I needed to do. Probably could have done it a lap or 2 before, but here we are. So there's lapped riders. You can look in the upper left-hand side. They weren't pulling lapped riders, and unfortunately that means that this guy got pinched off, even though he was doing his job getting out of the way, but he got pinched. That causes a crash behind. So that just a little bit of chaos in this last lap. So here we are. That causes a little bit of panic behind, and here you can see there's all sorts of fucking lapped riders all over the place. It was driving us nuts all series, but couldn't tell who was who, and now by the time you realize who's who, there's a bit of a gap here, and yeah, my teammate's on my wheel, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this back, and unfortunately this could have been very, very dangerous, and this is another lapped rider. I start yelling at him, and he starts braking, so we end up getting a line that's okay here, but it was pretty dangerous into this last stretch here, and I just put my head down. Joaquin's on my wheel, and I'm blasting 500 watts, bringing this back as much as I can. So this was entirely dangerous. So here we are. You can see there's still a gap. There's like 3 or 4 guys up there. Again, it's hard to tell because they weren't pulling lapped riders. I was getting pretty frustrated. A lot of the guys in the field were getting pretty frustrated with that because it was too difficult to tell. But as you can tell, I take a pretty good line here, and we're back at it. And yeah, I'm blasting some energy, but blasting some watts here, but here we are. So what was I saying earlier? That inside line is pretty good. Now there's like 5, 6 guys here. I take that inside line, move up a whole bunch of spots, and now I'm in the draft because, again, the headwind's coming from the upper left. So I'm sitting in this guy draft, and I'm like, yes, lead me to the line. And I'm just sitting here, and I'm like sitting in this guy's draft, and he's looking back, and he knows he's dead. So unfortunately, that first guy off the front, again, Mar, he beat me in the sprint in Shorewood, but he beats me on the day-to-day. And so I open it up. Joaquin's on my wheel. He dives around behind the guy, but he lets me have this sprint because he knows I need the points for second overall. So I take second on the day, and Joaquin takes third, but you know what? He does very well. So, I get second on the day, and then we go 1-2 on the overall. So Joaquin gets first, and I get second. It couldn't have gone any better. So I was really, really happy with how Toad went this year. I learned a lot, being on a team was very important, but more importantly, having a coach guide you, Chad, to be around, just telling you exactly what to do every single race, telling you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. It was just an absolute game changer. So thanks to everyone who supported me, got second overall here, and, here's to the rest of the season. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. We'll probably have Intelligentsia coming up, and then we'll have some cyclocross. So thanks again, everyone, and yeah, it was so much fun. Thanks.